Our recent multi-product review video reviewed the Ecovacs D-Bot 500, and if you remember or if you haven't watched, I wasn't too happy with it, but today I'm going to review the Amaray A980, and I think you'll find a bit of a different story. Hello Automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life, and today I'm going to take the frustration out of automation by showing you a robot vacuum from a maker you probably haven't heard of. Now this is Amaray, and fair warning, Amaray did sponsor this video, but you guys should know by now that doesn't mean that they're getting a good review from me. It means they're guaranteed this spot on the channel. What is the Amaray A980? Well, it is straight up a robot vacuum. It can be controlled by Amazon's voice assistant through app or through their remote control here, and you can schedule within their app to be able to start this vacuum in terms of its cleaning capabilities. Its features include a 1600 Pascal suction capability. It's under 3 inches in height, so it can go under lots of the spaces that you are hoping it can. It has a 2600 milliamp hour replaceable, not just rechargeable, replaceable battery. And it has just a ton of sensors around the front and around this device that you would expect on this kind of a robot vacuum. Now, it also has 145 degree, and this is a camera actually on top of this device, and it's intended to actually map out your space. Now, it also comes with additional accessories, and you can see a few of them here. So you get the extra little, well, I don't even know what to call these things. You get extras, they're on the side. And then you also get the brushes that you expect kind of coming with these. You get the remote, and you also get a boundary strip, and it's a magnetic strip that you can kind of cut up and put to a number of places if you want to make sure that this is not going to go past a certain area, or if you want to make sure it doesn't go down some stairs. Now, this is all at the price point of $350 US, but we also have a coupon code basically about till the end of February, so check that out. The details are down below in the description. What does it do? Well, in one way, that's a very simple list. It's a smart vacuum, so it's not a mop, and it's not got any other kind of functions on it, but that's what it does. Now, it will run around your home in an automated fashion. You don't have to interact with this one at all, and then when it's done, it will return to its dock and start charging. With that camera on top of it, it will actually map your space, and then from that point on, and the map gets better as you go and go here, but from that point on, you can actually tell it to only clean certain rooms or certain areas within your map, your smart map that is developed through this. There's a plain old suction mode, which is just a really high powered suction, so you can kind of brush things up to the vacuum, turn that on. There's an edge cleaning mode as well, and there's a spot cleaning mode. Of course, you can put Mary, and that's my name for her. I named my other one Jeeves. This is Mary, and you can put it on a schedule. You can go ahead and you can review the history of those cleanings. You can also hit the button to find her if you can't find her and she's lost somewhere in your home. And you can use the app entirely. You don't have to actually leave the app at all, or you can use this remote to control it. In terms of what I like, you have to really start with the basic functions on a vacuum. So do I like how this one is performing? Actually, I really like how this is performing. It's definitely outperforming the D-Bot 500 that I've talked to you about, and I've been around a number of different models from a number of different companies, and I can hear this one actually picking up a lot more than I expected to. I can tell from the suction power that it's doing a great job, and I can just tell in general when I flipped it over and I can see what's gone into the container and what's on the brush. It is actually doing a remarkably good job, and that's the most important thing about any robot vacuum. It's been very good at avoiding most objects, and it's not perfect. It still runs into some walls and it still runs into some things, but it's got a little bumper on the front that keeps it from leaving marks. I haven't seen any marks, and in general, it's not getting hung up on anything. And when you couple that with the fact that although they give you the magnetic strip that you can go and put in front of your stairs, it actually won't fall down the stairs. It gets up to the stairs, it starts to tip, and it stops itself, and it's very good at that. So there is literally no interaction that I have had to have with this, no matter how many times I've started it, no matter what the conditions are that I'm putting it in. I have a very difficult, thick rug that I have in my home that other robot vacuums have gotten stuck on, and you know what? I haven't had to interact with this at all. So it's literally a set and forget, and that's what I want out of home automation. The smart map feature is very nice, and they are doing a good job building that map over time. It's not perfect the first few times, so don't think you're gonna have it go around, map your home immediately and have it perfectly accurate. This is gonna take you a few times to actually roll through and get that smart map to a point where you really can use it going forward. Now, it is still a very good feature, and it allows you to go and just do certain rooms if you've got an issue. Something I should mention as well is the app is very good, and it is very intuitive, and there's no mistakes through it. It's pretty much perfect. Now, when you first get the device, you don't necessarily even have to get it connected through Wi-Fi. You don't even have to do that with this vacuum to get almost everything out of it. The fact is, you have a remote here, and just the simple power button allows it to go about its cleaning business. So from the moment I got this, I literally pressed the power button on the top of this and let it go and do a cleaning. So that's how easy and simple it can be. And then you have the more complex things that you might want to do that require the app, which is very good as well. The edge cleaning mode that is on this, I really like, and the reason for that is it's high suction. So it turns on the suction really high. It's not going to leave your battery going for that long, but it turns it on really high, and you pull things out of the edges. And that's really important for these types of devices because they don't do great in corners, but that has improved its capability around the edges of my home. I like how Mary communicates with me verbally, and that's the verbal component to this device. It actually speaks very well, and I hear the things that I expect to hear, and not too much though. I also like the amount of sensors that I'm seeing on this and the way they're using these sensors in most cases. So they've done a very good job with a very good physical device. Now on the flip side, what didn't I really love about the A980? Well, the first thing is the integration with the voice assistants and with other platforms. There's really not a lot. So if this and that, Google Assistant, SmartThings, any other hubs, there's no integration at this point. Amazon's voice assistant, you can get integration with. I had to go through kind of their beta system right now as they just get that final approval step, but all it does is let you power on and off the device. So that's a bit of a negative there for people, but honestly, guys, there's not much reason to have this integrated with anything else. It can just go about its day on a scheduled basis, and you don't have to worry about that. You can work it into routines on Amazon's voice assistant. I have done that with just the power on, but the power off stops it in the middle of the floor, so you just let it go until it runs out of battery. The other relatively big thing to me is I can't tell how the physical components are doing. So, you know, you get basically a timeline for how some of these components are supposed to work with other vacuums. We don't have anything here, so I just have to physically check this one. Finally, the connection process was a bit of a bear. Now, this is 2.4 gigahertz only, and we know that some phones and some Wi-Fi systems are not exactly conducive to this, but the app didn't really help me either, and I was getting a number of failures for getting this initially connected. Now, what I can tell you is right now, this is what you need. You turn it off with the switch on the bottom, you turn it back on, you factory reset, which is a hold of this for 5 seconds, and I was able to reliably get it to connect with just broadcasting a Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone at 2.4 gigahertz with just the same credentials. So that worked every time reliably. Once I had figured that out, I was able to get Mary connected and moving. All in all though, the Amaray A980 has been a very good smart vacuum, and I can actually recommend it at the price point of $350 US. Otherwise, go ahead, check out our other smart home product reviews. You'll find a ton of different devices in that playlist on screen. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and of course, don't hate, automate.